Hi, this is Maggie from Crafts the Charm. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today I want to show you 5 tools that I use all the time. None of these tools are from the crafting section of any store, and 4 of them individually cost less than $1, although some of them come in multi-packs, so you'd have to spend more up front. I'll include links to the ones I've purchased in the description. The first tool that I use all of the time is a spray bottle. I bought this one in the laundry section at Walmart for under $1. You can buy a more expensive bottle in the makeup area, but it's not a better bottle, so why pay more? I keep one in my craft room full of water at all times. I use it, obviously, to iron things. Fabric fibers loosen and can be reshaped when they're wet, which is why it's a good idea to use steam or spray water on fabric when you're ironing it. But I use it for other purposes as well. If I've painted or glued on a surface that can be wiped, I can quickly spray and wipe the surface before the paint or glue dries. It's also really handy for thinning paint, either because it's become too thick from sitting on a shelf or for painting techniques in which I'm washing a watery paint over a surface, such as when I do a faux aged wood, or where I want to paint the surface and then spray it to create a weathering effect, such as when painting faux tombstones. I used to keep a bottle of water in the craft room, but now I keep the spray bottle. I often want to spray the water, and I can always remove the top and pour the water if I need water for another purpose, such as mixing a dye, plaster, or paper mache. The second handy tool is Emery boards. I bought my little set at the Dollar Tree, but of course you can get Emery boards at any drugstore, Walmart, Target, or grocery store. I really like these large, thick boards that I got at the Dollar Tree. They come 2 to a package, although I have a package of 3 that I got there. So that's 63 or 42 cents each, depending on how many are in the package. I like them for filing my nails, but that's not how I use them in the craft room. I think they're really handy for small sanding projects and getting into tight spaces. I wouldn't use them if something required heavy-duty sanding, but for sanding a small piece of wood that you've just cut to remove a little bit of a rough edge, you can't beat an Emery board. They're small, you can put them in a cup with your pencils or paintbrushes and just grab one when you need it, sand, and put it back. I find cutting and folding larger pieces of sandpaper awkward and wasteful. The third handy tool has handy in the name, Handi wipes. Now, you don't have to buy the brand name, but I'll include a link to the Clorox Handi wipes in the description. They can cost as little as 76 cents each if you buy a larger package, but again, an off-brand is going to cost even less. Now, I've been using the same one for several months now. I'm not even sure how long. I've never replaced it. And I don't use it for anything surprising. I use it to clean up paint and glue and wipe my surfaces. You can use it to rub paper off of a transfer if you're doing a Mod Podge image transfer, or anytime you need a very slightly abrasive surface. They rinse out really well and dry really quickly. I use a Handi wipe where otherwise I might reach for a paper towel, which is wasteful, or a towel or face cloth, which needs to then be washed and takes time to dry. I keep one in my craft room near my paints, and I find myself reaching for it constantly. After I've used it, I rinse it in the bathroom and hang it to dry, and it's dry within minutes. Number 4 on my list are the flexible chopping mats from the Dollar Tree. I am probably not the only person to use these to protect my surfaces from paint, glue, and other substances, so I apologize if this one isn't new to you. These come 2 to a package, so these are 63 cents each, and I've been using the same 2 mats for years. I think it's nice to have at least 2 of these because you can use one to transfer a project to another location while you work on something else. I just slide something a little stiffer underneath and then I can carry the project away, still on the mat while it dries. I'll tell you as a bonus, because this one might not have been very original, another thing I've used under my messy projects, and that's the backing from contact paper. I bought some contact paper at the Dollar Tree, so the roll was only $1.25, and I used it to cover a folding table that I sometimes do crafts on. That in itself has been really nice because it cleans up very easily. But I saved the backing because I might have a problem with throwing things away, and I've used the backing under painting projects. So the backing from contact paper also makes a nice sort of drop cloth, and it's larger than the chopping mats. Now, this last one might really surprise you. A pumice stone. I picked my pumice stone up at the Dollar Tree, but again, this is the sort of thing you should be able to get at any drugstore, Walmart, Target, or grocery store. Now, because I bought mine at the Dollar Tree at $1.25, this is actually the most expensive item on this list. But boy, is it useful. I used the pumice stone to clean my hands after I've painted, dyed, glued, or used something else colorful and persistent and accidentally gotten some on my hands. Chalk paint, spray paint, and food coloring are particularly difficult to get off your skin with soap, but the pumice takes them right off. It's taking off the top layer of skin, of course, but it doesn't hurt. It just gets your hands clean by removing those dyed, painted, or glued skin cells. Somebody on a Dollar Tree crafting Facebook group mentioned lava soap to me, which is a soap with pumice, so I bought some to try. It's not as good as just applying a pumice stone directly to your hands, but if they're not too messy, it's a little more abrasive than regular soap, and therefore a nice thing to have on hand. I also used the pumice stone on my chopping mats to remove paint and glue. Before I figured out the pumice trick, I really struggled to get them clean. And they're not perfectly clean, they're quite old and scratched and a little stained. But because I'm making videos, I like to get as much old paint and glue off of the mats as I can so you can see the project clearly. If I take them to the sink, wet them, and rub the pumice stone over them, the paint and glue come right off. So that's it, my 5 indispensable and incredibly inexpensive crafting tools that you won't find in the crafting section of your store. Please tell me in the comments which ones you use, and if you like, please share a surprising tool that you find indispensable. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you enjoy this sort of content, please subscribe to Crafts the Charm. Thank you for spending time with me today. Take care.